we said we start investing in each other's life. Right? So we're all the same team, and I don't want anybody left behind, so I'm looking for people that I can say, hey, man, how can I invest in you? How can I help you? How can I be involved in your life? So many times in church world, we think that, hey, we'll just walk in the door and we'll stay surface. I make everybody think that my life is perfect. I make everybody think that there's nothing wrong with anything that's happening in my life, and I'm just supposed to put on my Sunday best, and I'm supposed to smile, and I'm supposed to walk through the door, and nobody really wants to hear about my problems, right? I mean, nobody really wants to get down in the nitty-gritty with me, so it's just better if I fake it until I make it. Well, let me tell you something this morning. If you're faking it until you're making it, you're never going to make it, right? I'm ready to play, and everybody had an invitation card that said that, and we had all of our staff in awesome jerseys that said coach on the back of it. And we said, hey, here's what we want you to do today. We want you to leave this service, and we want you to walk out there, find your coach, and say, put me in, coach. And we go and we sign up, and then we start thinking about those next steps, and man, I'm ready to take that next step. And my prayer is that we would step in and we would begin to serve, and that we would give everything that you got. You know what, coach? Take me out. I'm tired. Right? When I play softball with our softball team on Monday nights, Billy calls me all the time. He's like, hey, can you play? Hey, can you play? Hey, can you play? And I tell him no 99.9% of the time. Because my knees are shot. And if I do get a hit, I'm not going past first base. I don't care where the ball ended up. They're like, hey, the ball's still up against the fence. Hey, I'm keeping my fat butt right here on first. Right? But here's what I love. I love that when I get to first base, I turn around and I do this right here. Towel and give up. Maybe some of you are in a place in your marriage right now where things have just gotten a little bit stale. The passion that once was there, the intimacy that once was there, some of those things have begun to kind of wane out in your life, and you're going, you know what? I'm not really experiencing much in this anymore. And maybe you're getting ready to throw in the towel. Listen to me. Today's truths will speak directly to you. Some of us have some children that might be a little bit wayward today. They may not be following Christ as closely as we would like them to. They may not yet have a relationship with Christ. And maybe today you have been praying for God to do something in their life. And you're tired. And you're just about ready to throw in the towel and say, listen, my prayers don't mean anything. Listen to me this morning. What Paul is going to tell us here in 2 Thessalonians. Focusing on how to grow this or how to change them. Isn't that what we always do? Especially in marriage. That's our prayer. God, change them. Do something in them. They need to change. They need to do this. No, God, start with me. God, change my confidence in who you are. Because when I know that I serve a big God, then here's what I know. He has gifted me, and he has called me, and he will strengthen and equip me to do exactly what it is that he's called me. I used to think, man, that's the dumbest comment that anybody could make. But 24 years in, I understand what he was saying. Right? I really do. I love the concept of ministry. I love being able to do life with people. I love what I get to do, but let's be honest. People are sometimes unlovable. And they do things that frustrate us to no end. And they push every little button inside of us. And we've got to be reminded, listen, we've been called into this because we're in love with God and who he is, and we know he's going to do something in this church. But also we've been called to love the people that we get to do life with. Why you're not checking out of the game? Because you know that God is bigger than anything that faces you in front of you. Your confidence in him, your faith in him is beginning to grow each and every day. And listen to me very, very clearly. I'm so thankful that your love for one another continues to grow. It's not, I used to love the people that I'm serving. It's, man, I'm telling you what, the bigger picture of come back to me and say, God, would you refresh me? I know to do, and man, I am exhausted, and I really believe that it's time for me to get out. So the pastor began to just press just a little bit, ask a few questions, and what he realized was that somewhere along the way, this guy that had been a teacher had lost his love for those that he was teaching. And the pastor said, would you do me one favor? And the guy said, yeah, I'll do what you need. What do you want me to do? And he said, I want you to take a month. And every day for a month, would you pray for God to refresh your love for the people that you serve? Oh, you can just see this Sunday school teacher's face just lit up with joy. And he started talking about the people that were in his class and the things that they were walking through, the things that they were going through. And the pastor asked him, he said, hey, are you still wanting to step down? And he said, oh, there's no way in the world you can get me to step down. Because I love what I'm doing, and I love the people with which I get to do. He says, as a result, he says, we ourselves speak proudly of you among the churches of God for your perseverance in faith in the midst of all your persecutions and afflictions which you endure. Is work easy? No. No. Right? It's hard work. And let's be honest, if we do it in our own strength, we'll quit every single time. You'll walk out of the ministry, you'll walk out of your marriage, you'll walk out on your kids, you'll walk out on your because you're trying to do it in your own strength. The key is it's not your strength, it's his strength. The key is that you have a big picture of who he is. And you're saying, God, I know you are at work in my marriage. I know that you are at work here in my job. I know that you are at work in my kids. I know that you're at work in our student ministry. I know that you're at work in our young adults. I know that you're at work in our senior adults. Father, I know you are at work. And I know that you are going to do something amazing. God, I don't want to miss it. I want this to be a miracle. Not because of anything I could ever do, Father, but only because of what you can do. And so here's what I'm asking.
熊哥，
Would you
no,
refresh my love today?
不要咬脚夹。
Would you refresh my love today for my job?